Hi, Sam.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Cheryl. How is everyone tonight?
Nice. Not bad.
Good.
The sound? Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, well, let's start because it's 7:02, and like I said, I want to be mindful of everyone's time because I just want this to be done at 8, obviously. So last 2 weeks ago, we actually met and we had this discussion, how can we help those businesses on the Broadway? And the discussion was about the coupon book. Like, how do we distribute? How do we create the coupon book? How do we distribute? So in the meantime, I spoke with Council Member Palmer, and he told me there might be money in the city to do that. Okay, so there's not 100% guarantee. He didn't commit to it, but he says he would look into it, and he couldn't be here tonight. It's a Memorial Day weekend. I can understand that this could be an issue, but Council Member Dennis is coming, so you will have a chance to talk with her. But I had the thought, what else can we do? This is not enough. I think, we need to get somehow media involved, and hence I invited Randy Peterson, from Post Bulletin. And I would love to, like I said, obviously, like I said, I asked him, can he keep us in mind that we are still open, we are still alive, how to get to those businesses, how to let people know how to get to those businesses. Alex is just preparing.
Just a couple example coupon type ideas or whatever. Obviously, the one that's got a bunch would be all different businesses, not just ours.
I don't think Sam. Yeah, you can see it.
I can see.
I'll put it up to the.
So one of the thoughts with either of them is that we could have a letter in here which would explain what's going on and a map of how to get to.
Great, thank
Sounds like a great idea to me. It took me one day to figure out how to get to my office. I mean, it's not hard. You just have to be willing to try.
Absolutely.
So if we had a coupon that said, come here and get a free cup of coffee, come get a free donut. All you have to do is figure out how to get here, and you realize it's not as big a deal.
But I think we need to also somehow hit the social media campaign because, in my mind, going to Mocha is borderline impossible. Like if I have time, if I have to be at 9 o'clock here, how do I go to Mocha to get my coffee? So I think we need to somehow start and say, hey, there's no lines. This is the fastest way. I think, if I'm fighting with this thing, I bet other people are fighting with it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure they are. That's why, because if we can get them, whatever we can do to get them in to try. I challenge you to try and get to Denver.
Yeah, the main things we talked about at the last meeting were obviously the first one that you're seeing. And a second extension of this could be more of like a loyalty card. I know Dennis talked about it, Beth from ONB. Visit X amount of the businesses on this card or whatever, get this, or whatever consistent message that we want to share. And then, like Sylvia discussed with the social media campaign, whether it's featuring one of our locations each week, with a consistent theme across all our platforms. And then obviously engaging the city leadership and different special events. Like our plan is to promote this at our June 4th event, so a week from tomorrow. We have a large event, to kind of kick it off, get the ball rolling, get the word out there. Because obviously last time we met, there wasn't near as many people as there are here now. So we're getting the word out there. The idea is getting more people involved. And there was one more thing, but it's escaping my brain right now.
Are we able to get into this now?
Yes, that's what we
Yeah,
want to
absolutely.
like.
I mean, I brought an idea with me for my own place, for something.
And to
And
share.
I think the more.
And if we had, the more we have, then maybe do something, that's got more locations on it. And I mean, you can just run these off, slice them up, or you could just keep it on one page, and that could serve as the loyalty piece. Whatever the consensus is.
Well, I think the more of these with more business involved, the consumers would be more apt to see the value of coming to this area. So there's more of these type of things in here.
Absolutely, I think you're right. Sam, do you think that, again, I know it's Chamber's web page, but what if we would do like a drive that, I don't know, I'm the driver, you are recording and saying, hey, this is how easy it is to get to liquor store at the Silver Lake, and this is how easy it is to get there. I think if you just show, if you will have this a video, and then, trying to get more traction.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea, Sylvia. I'm hearing some common themes too with our kind of shop local message out to consumers as well. It's so critical to support, local small businesses, wherever they may be throughout Rochester. So yeah, that's an interesting idea. Showing people how to access the different businesses along that corridor.
Have you ever heard of a photo treasure hunt? Scavenger hunt, a photojournal scavenger.
No, but that's a great idea. Sorry, it's my
Go
note.
from shop to shop.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, you
a
have
cool
to take
idea.
a picture of yourself at Silver Lake Liquor, and then this could be a social media event too. There are 10 stops. Yeah. It's not is it a scavenger?
It is.
Yeah, so you have to go to Silver Lake Liquor, get a bottle of vodka, and then you have to go to Dunn Brothers.
You got me at that.
Okay, we win.
We may lose people along this path.
That'd be okay.
The liquor store has to be the last one.
Yeah, no
That's sort of
opening,
the
no
idea.
opening it till you
Yeah.
get home.
That Alex mentioned that besides the individual coupons, we could have like a scavenger hunt. If you did a group coupon where you went to 10 out of the 15 stores, you get an additional, prize of some kind. So.
We just gotta keep it simple and executable, and I don't know how many more people you have and willing to participate at this point.
Yeah, there's a handful that, like Dan, he sent me his ideas, obviously he's not here, but, so he had a couple, and then he's got some tenants that also were interested in participating, and then, the rec center, Hirschfield's, Nicole Lang is her name. So yeah, there's more out there that obviously aren't here, so.
You just gotta get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
With that, and start showing them things, maybe then
Then it's gonna be more.
Right.
But if we would really circle back, and it's a shame that Beth is not from here, from ONB, we can ask the bank and says, hey, if we're gonna have those scavenger hunts, if we're gonna have those passports that, they visited those things, maybe ONB would be willing to do some prize, like almost like a raffle, that, enter, if you bring this scavenger hunt map, you enter to winning, I don't know, $100. $100 is not much for them, but I think it might motivate people.
What if we put a treasure, what if we made it a treasure hunt? And like in the summer, I can't remember, Rochester Fest used to have that. Do they still do it?
I don't
look for the
know.
medallion.
Medallion.
Our goal is to have something ready to go by June 4th when we
Yes.
have our event. So if we can get enough, it doesn't matter how many, gets any number of
Yeah, any of these.
participants
that get
involved so that
started.
at our event, we can be passing these out.
But we're gonna be relying a little bit on your neighbors, if you have a neighbor who's not here, just
Yeah,
chat with them.
We're gonna start shaking the doors myself, so.
Please, the grandma's kitchen is next to you,
Yeah.
but then Dan was basically saying that he's gonna approach those businesses.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he did.
Who's that?
Dan Zimmer?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't necessarily hear from him specifically on which ones, but he was gonna reach out to those folks. And then obviously, the idea then would be to expand upon it, so, we do obviously the timeline with getting it in by June 4th, is tight, but that's easy to just print these things off and start distributing them. And I know we talked about at the last meeting, possibly doing every month or a couple weeks, kind of expanding upon each of those ideas and kind of doing them in phases and stuff like that, so.
What's the actual event for June 4th?
It's the Med City Pop-Up Art Fair. Festival, and it's here at 125 in the lower lot, and we're hoping that we'll get a lot of traffic there. So at the check-in table, we can have something easily to hand to each person who comes in. That's just coming up real fast.
There's live music, there's Cameo restaurant, there is slime making for kids, there's free activities for kids, so we hope that it's gonna, attract a lot of people. Last time we threw this event, in the middle of pandemic, in 2020, there was about 500 people that came to our thing, which we thought that was very little, so we expect at least double this year. So again, if we can have 1,000 people going through this and then just give those coupons, it feels almost like a no-brainer, and it would be shame to waste this opportunity, because again, those are people who.
And they're in the area.
Absolutely.
And do they need just the coupons? Do they need an explanation as to what's going on, or do they need a map?
I would say they probably need
Yeah.
explanation.
I would think that would be good, just some kind of packet. It includes, obviously, the quick info about, what we're doing, and then, the map, all the different locations. And I checked, they actually did an updated one. I signed up for I think it's first and third Wednesdays, that's put out by the construction company, and her name is Jamie Wilson from the city. And where was I going with that? Oh, and they shared an updated map. I don't know if it was posted yet, but the business access map was actually fairly decent from what I saw, so I think that's a good idea to include that.
Can this be one of those first and third meetings, or every first and third, can this be mentioned, that there's a group that's working together to try to stimulate business?
And I did. That would have been not last week, but the week before. But yes, so it was a short meeting. There was maybe 8 participants. It's all online, but I did mention that, and I said that, obviously if they get local organizations or businesses coming their way, and discussing the troubles they're having and stuff, to shoot them my way. I gave Jamie my info, so.
Nice.
Thus far, I haven't heard anything from them, but like I say, there wasn't a whole lot of people down there.
But I think, the fact that city pushed back the Elton Hills Bridge to October, there's a lot of people, I know, myself, and I'm sure Dennis too, we were like, whew, we avoid the bullet. But did we really? I mean,
It's coming either way.
it's coming, we just push it back a little bit. And again, if people are gonna be avoiding the Broadway corridor, and then the Elton Hill's gonna shut down, we're still gonna be in the pickle. So the faster we're gonna start be on it, and I know it feels a little bit premature, and that's how I feel that a lot of people are not really interested yet, because we feel like we just pushed it away, but we need to be on it now. So whenever this October comes in, we have all those coupon books, we have routes, how to get in here. I heard it a lot that 1 to 5 Live should not be worried because we're a destination. I do not believe that's the case. I mean, if this is going to be difficult to get in here, people will not get in here. So how, we have to figure out the way to keep the community engaged. It's almost like back to the same discussion with COVID. How do we keep them safe, but they're engaged? If they're not going to be engaged, we're going to lose them. Because somebody is going to choose to go to a different liquor store. They might love your store, but they will go somewhere else.
Because it's easier.
Because it's easier. So, we have to find the ways, to keep them, I'm going to say it, feel sorry for us, that they have to keep coming, because we're going to be in trouble if they're not.
And I heard from Dan last week when he sent me his coupons, that since the full closure of Broadway, his revenue is down 50%, which I don't know what that number is now, but hopefully that's not a preview of what's to come. It keeps going, but always something to consider. So.
On the heels of COVID, that's a pretty tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, we've all been suffering, COVID issues in one way or another. Are we able to also, with the coupon book, focus with being 125 lives involved, and are we able to use any kind of mailing list that you have, or?
Absolutely.
Because once we get these, books, we could do something with, besides the events, we could direct it that way to help bring people to this area, using 125.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons we got so involved. We
Yeah.
truly do want to help. And I do believe deep down that 1 to 5 lives are going to be fine one way or the other,
Right.
but I do feel strong that if we're going to stick together, it's going to be better for us.
Better, yeah.
So, will you have a link that we could put on our website so they could print this themselves?
Maybe they can go on the website.
We can make them all PDFs and easy to distribute, absolutely.
So, whatever store or business is involved, have a link so that it could be to 125, so they could just print this coupon book, get the access map.
And Sam, that sounds like something the chamber might be able to help with too, as far as distribution, maybe, huh?
Oh, yeah, we'd be willing to have some even at the front desk in the chamber now that we're getting some more foot traffic. So, and I would really encourage this group too to think creatively about how to keep consumers engaged on social media. Whether you think about a hashtag that you can use all as business owners to remind them and to start some organic following. That could be another way to keep customers engaged and reminding them how important it is to come to your businesses along that corridor.
How do we, Sam, maybe you have some ideas, how do we engage media? How do we, I'm looking at Randy here, but but how do we engage news reporters so they, because whenever this was happening downtown, everyone was sort of focused, that was happening all the time throughout the pandemic, either owner of Victoria's or, or John McCoy, Tangerine owner, you see all those people all the time. And now we are, 2 months in, and I don't see anything really about those businesses. Is there any plan? Do you have any ideas?
Well, I'll preface it by media engagement not necessarily is my forte, but I think you've got something going here with the coupon book. I think that's a really newsworthy story about how it's businesses collaborating together to offer incentives for consumers to come support their business during this time of disruption. So I think that's a great lead to pitch from a news angle side of things. But then also too, Sylvia, do you know if you're going to get any media traction at your event on June 4th that you could build off of?
I tell you what, I haven't invited them yet, but I will. So tomorrow is exactly 1 week. So that's my plan for inviting them all tomorrow. I'm going to be right back. Sorry. Molly?
Oh.
Sorry.
We should give Randy an opportunity too.
Randy too, I would love to hear from you, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're fine, come on in, sorry, I just got your text now.
Sorry, some big
Sorry.
laundry around back there.
Wait, sit down next to me. So we got Councilmember Dennis here with us.
Sorry.
It's her daughter's birthday, so I'm just grateful that you came.
Yes. There's always a balance of.
Okay, so yes, that's my goal, and I'm gonna try my best to sort of engage them and just saying, says not only this, but we're gonna have those coupon codes at the front desk. So I don't know what other way I can do. In ideal world, like I said, social media hashtag. I don't know. I'm running out of ideas here, so I'm just gonna look at everybody.
I know we talked about obviously utilizing our 30-some hundred members that we do have. We do a weekly newsletter. We can easily feature that in there with the link to print it out. And then obviously with, that available to all the businesses and stuff to have at their location as well. I think that would hopefully go along.
You know what? I just had a thought. Why would we not ask them for PTA? If we would record this thing, how to get to those businesses, why can we not ask the, ABC6 to use it as a PTA? And just say public service announcement and just ask them to run it as an advertisement that would, benefit the whole community? If this is truly just saying, hey, we're just driving past Mocha, or we're just driving past, that took us, this detour is 3 minutes.
you ever seen Bucky Beeman's videos of
Yeah.
Bucky's? So I could talk to Bucky, see if he would be willing to donate. I mean, I love your idea too.
Absolutely.
But Bucky, and there's MediaCore who do the videos. I know both those people. I could
I would
speak
love
with
that.
them about
Nice. Please do.
getting them to, and they would put it on, we don't have a website. They would have to be somehow distributed through.
It can be attached to our website.
And it can be definitely on social media where I think it'll get the most push.
Do we have a Facebook site or anything like that?
I can
I'm
create
very
it.
terrible at this.
That's
but
easy.
You know, the North Broadway businesses site.
What's our hashtag?
Broadway, not Broadway businesses.
That's a big one.
Well, I
I'll have to come up with something kind of catchy.
Yeah.
The big date.
big dick. Yeah, I don't know. I was like thinking NB, I don't know.
Just Broadway.
Broadway? There you go.
Everybody, if you're in Rochester, you know Broadway's all dug up.
That's true.
And South Broadway can use it when they're dug up.
That's true. I think we can definitely use, I would love that idea, except, you know, we need to somehow let those people know that those businesses are still there. And I'm concerned whenever I just heard this 50% of revenue loss, it's ginormous. And were you telling me that you were talking with Mocha owners and they had like zero? No.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe it was on, but I don't know. That was on the very first day.
How about Broadway Biz?
Broadway Biz? Oh, that's a good one. Is it BID?
It's going to be BIS. Randy, can you publish on your website? Could you put a link on your website for this? Can we connect that?
It would be I mean, in a story, yes, I might be able to. But
In a story.
in an article, I mean, I'm solely on the news side. If you're gonna wanna do a link on the actual website, that would be a revenue stream for us, so you'd have to talk to our ad staff.
But in a report, you could report that we're, of what
Generally,
we're
yeah,
doing, and you could just have a link, oh,
Generally, we'll throw a link in there after.
And I would like to think that maybe Chamber can help us. And then, you know, we have.
Yeah, I'll talk to, we have a new communications director on the team. Can get caught up to speed. We can check with the team, see what we're thinking there too. But definitely we can help distribute the coupon books and think of other ways we can help too.
Okay, awesome. And then let's face it, let's not totally forget about local politicians. I would love to like reach out that, you know, I'm sure that everyone has a following like Molly or Mayor Norton, you know, there's like 3,500, I think, people likes her page, you know, Mayor Norton's page, asking her and approaching her says, could you be willing to share it? City.
So just to clarify, I'm sorry I'm late. What is the objective of this meeting? It's to promote the businesses on Broadway. I just want to apologize for not really knowing what I'm coming into here.
So the whole goal is to basically to let people know that even though Broadway shut down, there is a way to get there. Because people do not know that, so they don't go there. You know, the idea is it's shut down, I'm avoiding the road. So we really want to let them know you still can get there. We're trying to publish the map. We're trying to figure out the ideas, maybe record the video, how easy this is to get there, or maybe it's a 3 minutes detour if you take this route. So trying to, you know.
Yeah, so that's the coupons you're talking about, like getting people to
Go there, finding them basically incentive. So if they love Grandma's Kitchen, they will go to Grandma's Kitchen.
Yeah, obviously you have your, or patrons or members or whatever that will probably come regardless, or will make the effort, but, hoping to engage those that would maybe normally be a customer, but given, the difficulty in getting there, probably not. But how do we entice them? How do we bring them in? And also get the word out, to all the rest of the community, to support our local establishments.
I interrupt you. Something that has worked really well with my family is the schools. Like if you can, right now, before school ends, get these coupons in kids' backpacks. And, that's a very efficient way to like give them to teachers for incentives or going summer programs, or because I've gotten gifts like a pizza place, I won't use names of it, but places, and we're like, oh, you earned this, or you won this, or you're, and then we make it happen. So before school ends, which is soon, if, I think that would be a way, because schools always are looking for things to uplift and, connect.
Do you think they would agree? Because they didn't agree in the past. They say everything has to go through Peach Jar, and Peach Jar is $75 per school.
Yes, but I've gotten coupons in my kids' backpacks for free, like a free slice of pizza. Like have it totally free, something totally free gets people in the door. I mean, not like 20% off or whatever, but like, you got pizza, you did, And so I maybe an idea of just networking with the schools. I know they're struggling with,
That may be something that you can help, with your position as a council member, maybe talking with the school board.
I met with several of them last night, so like just connecting to, just a way of, I don't know, I feel like that's a way, schools are a unifying factor, families, I'm just saying, if you, instead of trying to put this in the paper, not that we love the paper for sure, but if, schools are, if you're looking for young families or families with kids, it's a way of really getting into people's homes. If you can mass produce coupons, give them, to the teachers, it's a coordination effort, but.
Well, and if the schools understood that this is to help the businesses survive on the heels of COVID and everything else that's happening, for these businesses to keep running, it's not, gee, I want more summer business particularly, and I'm trying to find a way. It's kind of a survival. You've closed the main way to get there. Now, with the detours, we're not getting the traffic flow. They're not all school-worthy type products. The liquor store, some of these things are maybe.
But the mothers like liquor stores whenever they have school children. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I don't know if they have to be age-appropriate coupons.
Probably.
We've had raffles at our school that had very fun adult things in the raffle baskets. You could look at something like that, doing a I know, I'm just outside the box, kind of, the schools network really well, because physically the kids are many of them are there, and you can just,
I know my granddaughter came home today with a bag from Delta Dental. In the bag was toothpaste, toothbrush, all this stuff, and she's running around just as excited as can be. And I'm like, what is that? She said, I got it at school today. And it's mine. I'm not sharing. And I'm like,
there's a lot of kids who actually get their dental work at school, like they brush their teeth before class, because of the situation. So dentists just, but yeah, I'm just thinking to get this in the hands of people, like where do people have to go? Well, kids go to school. Or not all, like my daughter's, but I don't know, like places where people go, grocery stores, places that, I'm just thinking like mailers get thrown away often, and newspapers, not everyone is hard copy anymore, so.
But I think the businesses would help us. I have a hard time imagining that, I would go to People Food Co-op and I'm saying, hey, there's 100 coupons. And I would like you to leave it here for your customers, because we are under construction. I have no doubts in my mind they would agree to it. I really, truly don't. I think it's just doing a little bit of legwork. If I would approach Canadian Honker, I have no doubts in my mind that Joe Powers would be like, absolutely.
What about the message, Sam, you might be able to help with this. There is data out there about what happened in St. Paul when the Green Line was under construction, about how many businesses actually did not survive that. I don't mean to be doom and gloom, but that is a newsworthy message that we could possibly do some, maybe leverage. That, we really don't want to lose any of our North Broadway businesses. And do you know how many businesses failed after the Green Line construction in St. Paul?
That is something I'm unfamiliar with. I don't know what the exact number is from that project.
Let's just say a lot. I think we could find this data, Randy, maybe you could help, but it's quite sad, and staggering, actually, when you drive up there and try and go to a business that you used to like to go to, and nope, it's not here, because Green Line's going right down the middle of the street.
That kind of drives me
Nearly
home.
80%, here you go, here's the answer for you. However, nearly 80% of those businesses, oops, sorry, just the Star Tribune, and was there 2 seconds ago? Some other advertising, give me 2 seconds. So 550 small businesses along the Green Line qualified for the loans. Of those that responded, more than 70% said they suffered most from block sideways, street closure lasting more than a month, and lost on street parking. Most businesses that reported parking issues relied on street-only parking. 60% of those businesses used off-street, and more than 80% of the businesses surveyed got help through mitigation process, including forgivable loans, which again we know for a fact there is. 121 businesses have closed or moved away. 121.
Has there been thought of a shuttle or a use of rapid transit, somehow getting people parked somewhere and then having a routine, I don't know. I'm just,
I hear
feel
you.
like if it's the closures of the road, I'm looking up, I just saw like Danielle Teal was on one of these things where you selfie yourself next to a restaurant and then you get raffle.
They're trying to reactivate downtown.
Yeah, like that, we could connect Broadway into something where there could be raffle. I feel like if whatever the obstacle or barrier is to see people want to park or don't want to travel and don't want to, maybe there is a way of working with, I don't know, Mayo with their buses, or I don't know, something like just some way of getting people to park somewhere and have advertise all that, but just, because I mean, you can't stop the construction, we have to fix the roads, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely, and we know this. Yeah.
that's the issue, right?
And we have to drive through it, I'm sorry.
And and
But we
it's,
have to just work with it.
we have to work with it, because, and it's gonna be much, like, wonderful when it's done, right? Because you're gonna have an improved world, but I don't know, somehow to get it on, like I know when I'm driving, somebody I forget, I'm like, oh, how can I forget? Like, I voted for this, right? So I'm going around, like, people forget. So some way how we can try to make it accessible, or do kind of food truck kind of a things, maybe take the business somewhere else somehow. I don't know if there's how that would work,
But that's what it is, the city last year, whenever it was middle of the COVID, they took those restaurants, there were, there was no indoor dining. So the city saying, okay, every park is open. Just, if you can somehow serve the food from the park, just do it. But it's very hard to take a liquor store out and where are we gonna move you? Or how do we do it? Or how are we gonna move Dennis and serving, coffee from, I don't know, I guess you could do it from 1 to 5 Live, and I opened the door for other businesses during pandemic.
Could it be like a situation where I don't utilize the service, but they have that DoorDash thing? Could we feel a way of like making a special, like, I don't know, work with companies and get your liquor delivered, or I don't know, something during that.
That's a dangerous route here.
Well, like, I know there's curbside pickup, maybe make the curbside longer, like, we'll drop off at, I'm just thinking, like, trying to have people avoid, we're already in the world of people used to be at home ordering online, maybe we could, during construction, hey, we have a special deal, free delivery, or something.
Yeah, I think Chamber was doing something last year, right? Every business can sort of plug into the page that you guys created. Actually, you created this page.
Yes, but we're having some technical difficulties with that page right now. The server is down, unfortunately,
Oh, okay.
trying to get it fixed. But yeah, it was a shop local page where businesses could their information, people could see where they could shop local in our community.
And we can keep that theme going, shop local for all businesses, but particularly for the ones that are being affected by construction.
Or we could,
Interesting idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
No.
And maybe as part of the social media campaign, if there is a hashtag that we develop, taking a selfie next to this business, use this hashtag, be entered into whatever. But But then also to your point about the People's Food Co-op, I was in management at Hy-Vee for 3 years, and I absolutely know those guys would help us out, whether it be bag stuffers or whatever, just to get this in the hands of most people.
Exactly. Oh, I agree.
And there's other businesses that would as well. that have-
Absolutely.
That have traffic.
You know what, you just gave me an idea for the hashtag, it's a shop local Broadway, or Broadway shop local, or just adding to the shop local. And I'm glad that Mary joined us, so Mary, you missed her on the last meeting. So Mary represents one of the neighborhood association, and that's another route that I had, it's like having access to people who are talking with neighbors. Because that's the thing, right, it's I have no doubt in my mind people would reach out to neighborhoods, and Mary, I'm so grateful that she came last time and she came in again, because she wants to help us. She says, I want to approach neighbors and saying, we cannot forget about those businesses. So I think she's a perfect example, how can we plug into those people, and Elton Hill Neighborhood Association would be another one. So I think we can do it, we can definitely maybe utilize our neighbors and just saying, hey, we need your help.
Is there a list of all the businesses that are affected
Alex has it?
Yeah, I do have a master list, if you want to call it that, of people that I initially reached out to via a letter and phone call, but I know it's not all encompassing because there were others that people referred me to that I didn't have on the list. So, but there is, yes, and it's obviously something we can grow.
I think getting that list of people like Mayo, or like maybe like at the PTA meeting I had earlier this week, like they're looking at teacher appreciation gifts, and they're looking at where we, like, getting that list in the hands of people, say, hey, all of your end of the year school stuff, let's shop at these list of businesses. Or all of your Mayo luncheons, let's shop at these lists of businesses. And just, I mean, I'm sure about all the businesses and other businesses in Rochester, but just like get the powerhouses or the big companies, and just to really focus during the time of construction on keeping these businesses above water. I like a community, we're all in this together. Hey, instead of going to this business where you usually go and have your employee get together, can you order from Grandma's Kitchen, or where, can you order from, I don't know, just like a very targeted time frame, this amount of time, be a life raft in our community, and these only focus on, or
What we need is, we need some really good-looking construction workers to pose as models.
a calendar.
Hard hat.
Yes, and get that up on our website. I'm sorry,
That's
I
gotta go out
don't know where this idea
On the
came from.
billboards.
Don't
There you go.
tell anybody I said that. Okay, Brandon?
You should directly quote her.
We are recording.
That's the only complaint about construction, the construction guys are not good looking.
You have a competition, okay, just go out and snap a photo and then post it. I'm going on.
No,
That could
no,
easily
listen.
be part of the packet though, in terms of, as we're distributing these out and having that cover letter, here's the list of affected organizations, or there are 100, whatever,
But we are, in a lot of respects, we are doomed. We do not have a DMC here. We are not downtown. We are not, downtown, the Rochester Downtown Alliance, so again, I don't think we're gonna have those things, and as it wonderfully sounds, we would have to get someone in Mayo who would be willing to do it for us. I'm sure we can reach out to some of the other businesses, but I don't think it's gonna be anybody gonna do it for us. That's the point. We will have to do it ourselves. And that's how I
think
feel.
you have allies. I mean, I don't.
No, I know I have allies, but
you have, Palmer, who's this ward, actually, and I'm just.
And I appreciate you coming, yeah.
Yeah, no, Elton Hills is kind of considered, a lot of people consider Ward 6 Elton Hills. But we have council, people who are very invested, obviously, in this area, and then you have, I think in general, people all over Rochester have been hurt by the pandemic. So you have people downtown that's like, oh gosh, we've been there, we feel this. Just tap into that and say, you know what, we're now feeling this. And so, let's pull together. And I think I don't know, I'm a Pollyanna with empathy, I guess. I feel like there's, I don't know, it's hidden in everyone, but people relate to, you know, struggling to survive and stay above water. So I think it just needs to get the word out in the right way to, you know, and then coupons I like for sure, like I'm a coupon cutter, but it hurts even more. I mean, the businesses, oh, we're already hurting, now we're gonna be cutting things. And so yes, maybe a free thing, hey, come here, get a free slice of pie or whatever, it's, you know, but to really tap into organizations that, you know, I was at a DMC event a week ago, and they ordered food. Well, why don't we just order food from, you know, places where we order food in the places that need to stay above water. So I think it's just you know, time frame.
I hear your point, and I think I understand, but like how they know, that's what I'm saying, we need to somehow keep reminding them that we are here, because whenever you know, came a little bit late, but you know, we had this discussion last time, Ben Zimmer came here and he connected with Alex, 50% revenue loss since the construction started. And this is post-COVID revenue.
I can't remember, okay, I should remember a lot of things in my mind. When is it, it's ended? When do they think it's gonna end?
Officially, they're planning on October, and then once
because of
this
Elton
starts,
Hills,
then
yes.
Elton Hills immediately
Okay.
starts.
Okay, yeah.
So they hope there will be no overlapping, but there's no guarantee. Which again, they just push it down because it meant to be June 5th, the start date, and they push it to October. So basically, summer, it's our chance to prepare ourselves for.
Well, and Rochester Fest is June 26th, so if we have everything together, we'll be able to tap into all the resources there and pass out information and tag on to that whole event, so. And our goal is to have something prepared for June 4th when we have the art festival here, so we just need people to participate.
Any other ideas that you have, guys, or can I just? Yeah, absolutely, no, it's understandable, it's about time, anyways. But thank you so much for coming, Lucy.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Lucy.
And any other ideas that we didn't think about? No? So now we just have to sit down and just trying to put like a step-by-step what needs to be done. Couponing one thing, hashtag, connect the media. So like I said, the first goal would be to have those coupon books ready for June 4th. So if you have, like I said, I'm gonna strictly rely on you to reach out to those neighbor businesses and just saying, hey, connect with us. And again, we are willing to incorporate totally cover the price. We truly want to help. If we need to print it in-house, we're gonna print it in-house. If we can find a sponsor, we will.
I can get you my card too. So yeah, that's the other important thing would be, so obviously step one would be combining this with as many people as we can, distribute at our event June 4th. And then, and then what's the next iteration?
Would be the Rochester Fest.
Rochester Fest, I think, good thing. So, yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to take the lead on all these things, and I'll be the point person. Anyone else that is interested, send them my way, I'll get them on my master list.
I just forgot, I'm in charge of the beer tent at the Rochester Fest. Do you know how many people I'm gonna be seeing? For a whole week, I'm taking a whole week off, so I can just pour pints and give them a coupon.
And we can pass them out at farmer's market.
Yep.
On Saturday mornings where we are. We have classes on Tuesday over at Cascade Lake, that's a whole nother audience.
Yeah.
So just anybody that participates in it, we'll put it around the community. We can check the schools down the street here, see
I think we should.
around our community, who wants to participate.
I know.
And Rochester Fest is the 26th?
No, that's a parade, so it starts on the starts June 19th. It's going from June 19th to 26th.
I don't have any background in marketing, so this is all just my thoughts, but
That's why we have Cheryl here. She's our marketing guru.
yeah, phenomenal. I trust experts on marketing for sure. But I feel, it's just, I don't know, like this whole, I mean, I have Facebook, I need to learn other things like Twitter and all that. But I feel like getting a free thing in the hands of people that maybe not necessarily have all these connections, like go to the Gates apartments, I use word 6, but go places that people not necessarily, like, I feel like there's so much untapped world out there that doesn't follow the Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. If we can just get a free thing in people's hands, get people to come in, that's why the schools, of course, like connect a lot of people, families, but and I do like your idea of coupons, but I'm not gonna necessarily go to Broadway Laundromat if I don't usually go to Broadway Laundromat. But if you say, hey, a free cycle, come bring your comforter in, it's gonna get me in the door, and then I'll bring, or something completely free has brought me places that I would never have gone. Because I'm like, oh, you can't let go of this ice cream cone for free. You gotta go, utilize this free ice cream cone, and you show up with one ice cream cone with your family of 4, and then you spend $30, that's works for me. The free things, like, so I feel like, I know I'm not downing this is great, but I'm just saying, like, having something that would tap into people who not necessarily would come to 1 to 5 Live, just say, I don't know. I like that this is a free event, so that's,
No, I think, but that's the thing, we have to sort of align what businesses want to give, right? So, and that's the hard part, because, and then a lot of those things requires a lot of legwork, and, our resources are limited, but, that's what we hope that, we can get help. And I think if we're gonna all motivate each other and just doing a little bit, because, for one person, that's a lot. But if we all take a piece of pie and divide and conquer, I think we're gonna be successful.
Did you have an idea for a coupon? There, what's your idea?
I was gonna give away free ice.
Free ice?
Free bag ice. It's touchy what I can do.
oh yeah, people come for the ice and I'll be like, we need something for the cooler.
I don't have to buy it, let's get everybody.
No, that's fair.
And you might even have vendors who are willing to donate product that's all logoed up. And maybe it's a tumbler or something.
Yeah, I've got a vendor that wants to work with a price on an item for a construction sale type thing. Whether that works into this or not, but I brought both, so we'll probably still do the other option.
Absolutely.
Some other kind of do this.
And that's why I said, even sharing this on our personal pages and social media, that's a fair point. Whenever we're gonna have an event and we're gonna need alcohol, we should go to. That would be like a bit of a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the thing, sometimes those meetings are just useful because, that just gave me the idea that.
Right.
And you know how we deal with seniors, we just keep them buzzed up here. And they're happy.
They do like to put Baileys in their coffee.
Yes, they do.
You just don't give them the whole bottle to pour.
They do, and they like to having little margarita on Cinco de Mayo. Yes, that's a fact. So that's a great opportunity for sure. I've been definitely meeting, every business meeting I had was definitely on the Dunn Brothers now. That's why I see your wife all the time. And she just probably thinks I never work. Okay, so anything else? Any final thoughts?
Well, I guess just for processing next steps, if I'm hearing correctly, in order to get this in the hands of people at our June 4th event, we'll start with like the one-time use coupon idea. Maybe a next iteration could be the loyalty type card or whatever you want to call it. And then, is it useful to continue meeting maybe once before Rochester Fest, just to decide what we want to focus on during that event, or just throwing that out there?
I think that'd be useful.
especially
the
before the
19th.
Rochester Fest. Let me talk with Brandon, and that's another sort of, discussion can we have, I know for a fact 1 to 5 Live will have like a Wednesday night as, as a nonprofit, and we're gonna be providing programming. But maybe there's other businesses who are interested in sort of being there. And again, what capacity, I do not know. I would have to have some sort of ideas.
Is there a deadline for getting coupons to us, so that we can have something prepared by June 4th?
Yeah, so in terms of just compiling them and making it into a sheet, obviously the first part would be working on like a cover letter type thing. Second, including the map, which is easy, you can just print those off, or modify it to our needs based on who's involved. But then as far as, this, it's just a matter of getting everyone who wants to participate on one sheet and just run off a bunch.
Get their
Maybe
offers?
it's cardstock or whatever we want to do. And
So
so I would think, so 31st.
Monday's a holiday, so.
Yeah. I would probably think by end of day Tuesday, so that'd give us 2 full days to print them and do whatever.
Will they be this size, the business card size?
Yeah, if we get enough people, we could certainly do that. If it's not as many, then we can, perhaps a little bigger. And these are just really rough mock-ups. It's not anything professional by any means. So my message would be as many other of your neighbors or local business owners, operators, get the word out, send them my way by end of day Tuesday, June 1st, so we can be included in that first printing. And then we can go from there.
And if that's too short notice, say that's okay, you can get in on the second iteration of this.
Right.
We want you still to participate.
Or come to the next meeting, or whatever the
Right.
case is, so.
You won't be excluded, you'll still be included, each event will have a different look at this.
Another thing about coupons, option about coupons, I'm a big fan of stickers, so I'm always like, PTA, put a sticker on your kid and tell them PTA's tonight, maybe at Rochester Fest, like invest in stickers, like $1 off of your boom, and then like give people stickers or something, like, I feel like coupons get lost sometimes, and another idea would be let other people do your marketing for you. I know Wendy's here, before I close, would do the fundraiser, right? Churchill Hoover, all of the entire school said, hey, you eat on this night at Wendy's, 10% of the profits go to our school, yay! And so we all of us, it's Wendy's night. So all the parents went to Wendy's, and Churchill Hoover advertised, or whatever schools advertised, that night is fundraiser night. And so maybe you could have a fundraiser night, let the Girl Scouts, or I don't know, just find an organization, advertise, hey, you wanna earn some money for your group? How about you come and eat at this day, whatever these time frames? I just feel like sometimes we get in the box of how we should advertise, but there's a lot of groups that want to earn money. So if, let's say, I don't know, Dunn Brothers wanted to give 10% of the earnings between 7 and 9 a.m. or p.m. or whatever to this, I just feel like there's ways. Some organizations might be a little different, but I just think that it's really hard to, but schools and groups and they're all hurting. Everyone's hurting, trying to raise money for whatever things that they're doing. So if there is companies that could utilize that program.
The co-op is actually doing that right now and will be one of the nonprofits in there, so they could do maybe a tribute to the North Broadway construction group as one of their recipients somehow.
Give where you live, that's what it's called.
Yes, give where you live.
Is that the name of the group?
Yeah, that's the effort, or that's what the campaign is called.
That's what the campaign is called.
And there's some kind of application process too.
Yeah, I felt it, but so Lizzie Haywood, who's the CEO of People Food Co-op, she's also president of the Chamber's board.
I just seems like having an inspiring name, because I don't want to give money to the construction group, construction, but I would want to give money to the companies. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be critical, but like having an inspiring name of some sort of like, we're all in this together above the ground, or something inspiring, because like the together sign downtown was wonderful. We're like, yeah, we're but I feel like when I first hear that name, it makes me feel like I'm giving to a construction company. It just feels very.
How about Shop Local Broadway?
Something like that, yeah.
Sylvia came up, I think that one's, and it
Tie
goes
into it.
particularly with the theme that the chamber does, which is the Shop Local theme. Continues it. I don't know if that gets the message.
I just think construction makes people remind them of the construction. They're like, gosh, we're gonna love construction. Like if you get rid of, but if you can get rid of that and just focus on what your passion is might be, my first thought was, oh gosh, I don't want to deal with construction, and then I don't want to give to construction. But if I want to give to these companies, gosh, I love Broadway, I love these. They're amazing, right? I get free chips if I go to Fiesta. Oh, we're gonna go to Fiesta. Always free chips, but just like focus on something positive.
But that's the thing, that's those patriotic feelings. We need to like somehow make sure that people know it. So like last time we had a discussion where we're going for lunch, right? And I was like, let's go across the street. So that's the thing, we need to do it. So Sam, I'm sorry, but you're going for a ride with me. I don't know if you ever drove the car, and we're gonna make the recording, and we're just gonna figure it out, saying so how to get to those businesses. And I'm gonna be driving and you're gonna be recording, because I think you have a better accent than I do. So people will be much more likely to understand you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just, I like that idea of the positivity aspect too, and really encouraging people to support those businesses along the corridor, ensuring that they remember them when they're thinking about getting their next hot cup of coffee or meal or need lock services or whatever. So.
Okay, so I will message you tomorrow, and again, it doesn't have to take a lot of time, but I think, again, we will have to somehow show that it's doable. Okay, any final thoughts before we're just gonna go home and relax and stop at the liquor store, maybe?
I think this is great. Brainstorming is good, and I feel like we are kind of a dooming society anyway. Like I talked to a neighbor just today who was talking about everyone wants Amazon and everyone wants to instant, they want convenience. And so we have a situation like Broadway, which is a huge inconvenience, right, with the construction. How can you make it more, I'm not using the word Amazon because I promote the brick and mortar stores, but how can you make it more like the convenience-ness of what society is becoming, but still, because stuff like this, you're selling, Dunn Brothers is not selling coffee, gosh, okay. You're selling the experience of connecting that coffee and being in an environment. And so like to sell, well, obviously, I'm looking at just these, but what are you selling? Because you can buy anything, a lot of things online, and people turn to that during inconveniences. So I don't know, I just think looking at it through a broader sense of like, I love to go to coffee shops and sit and talk in a place. So sell that, say, hey, 2 for 1 coffee or something, sell the experience. And or I don't know, because if I'm gonna order coffee, I could do it on Gadget, and avoid the construction. It's just an idea.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming. Alex is gonna be in touch and let you know what's the next meeting. And should we keep it Thursdays? Okay. Some sort of survey. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
Yeah.
Randy, appreciate it.
Hey, Alex, I'll get coupon kind of fine tuned for you.
So Lucy Bishop is the Bishop Management.
I'll probably cut a lot of the copy if it's gonna be that small. Too much copies, too much to read, so I'll simplify it.
Okay, yeah, and we can work with Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I'm getting better at
No.
using design applications. So this was just publisher.
Yeah.
And I said, hey,
Are you using any type right now for construction?
let everything go, but.
It's a difficult mesh because
She's still got
the last month, we've seen a good increase from what's happening with COVID.
People coming out.
Yeah.
We've seen
So that's
guests
why
that
she.
we haven't seen for years.
Overly
Okay.
critical on my world because, but I feel like this is a really good
In our,
get the businesses at the
Yeah.
table and say, what can we do? We have an event,
Perfect.
we,
Okay.
many of
we,
them, last year, they just
I don't know, just something.
or done just take it out. Just don't drive through it.
Well, that's a hard one, that's what we need to figure
That's
out.
fun.
Yeah,
How
and
we
we
make
can,
it.
we can use
This is-
that.
I
That would
was
be
gonna say,
nice.
so,
Like one of the ideas.
you're kind of doing this more because you know what's coming, what goes with
No, that's what I'm
the
saying.
bridge. and-
I don't know if you heard
Bridge,
the
yeah.
CCS had some
I
stage.
have seen this
Were
is
you
a package.
in Minneapolis?
To go to St. Paul and see in the downtown. business. I know a lot of business owners down there and the feel their pain and kind of learn from that. And of course, the work has to be done, but the best thing we can do is just to let it out. When it's open and
Yeah.
there's a way to get here.
So this afternoon, I spoke with,
Yeah.
another coffee, they're completely different, well, not completely, but
Yep.
mocha, which is right there.
Well, what Abe did
Right
was
down.
with his,
And
like.
the manager-
Yeah, I wanted you to try, but that's like.
Perfect.
But
Well, I
that's
have
like-
that, it's probably the one I have, because I actually never anticipated it that time. For us, the issue with the bridge construction,
Yeah.
more than.
Yeah,
That's me.
can I do it?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I might
Okay.
take pictures of
Great.
it.
Absolutely.
Say, hey, or I should maybe, but just to say,
Bean sales.
what,
So,
yeah,
thank you very much.
what is this one?
And look forward to-
This one's,
This is just like, yeah, how it's gonna be, once we done.
Still is
You just maybe
potential,
like, you know, how it's
thinking
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they may,
Okay, well, you can.
they may listen to you.
did.
Oh, no, you can do both of them.
Yeah,
Well, they're not,
yeah,
yeah, these are like
driving
actually
traffic, 'cause
printed,
they-
okay.
she said
Yeah.
They're not like
they
actual,
realize
it's just
better
like
when
some
it's
mock-ups,
People are just going
how the
to
idea
the
was just to present it
Yeah.
for everyone,
They know
say,
what-
hey,
That-
this is how it looks.
You operate the-
So
I
it's
don't know.
more
Yeah,
relatable,
so
because we're
that's
the
new.
same.
Yeah,
the
That's
same.
well,
why you
actually,
gotta
it
be
would
able
be more
to-
beneficial than having.
Been
me
crazy
the
because
list
we
of
were ready to open this year